I have an idea for a possible date night in your future. How about a romantic dinner and drinks at your neighborhood 7-Eleven? It might just happen. Emily Brass joins us now outside the 7-Eleven at Ness and Sturgeon. Emily, tell us what's happening there.
Well, of course, Janet, you know that 7-Eleven's a place where you can quickly pick up some basics, and people are in line getting stuff like bread and milk, and of course, a lot of Slurpees are being poured on this hot day. But this 7-Eleven hopes that soon it'll have a space where people can enjoy a meal along with beer and wine. So it's issued a public notice applying for a liquor license, and it would now include a dining room once that's put in, where alcohol could be served from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week. And that's actually not a new thing for this convenience store. In Ontario, more than 50 7-Eleven stores just got the green light to start selling beer and wine for on-site consumption only. And that's after nearly a dozen 7-Elevens in Alberta started selling alcohol. Here's CBC's Mike Crawley with more on that.
So what 7-Eleven has here in Ontario are restaurant-style liquor licenses. So that means people can't take the beer and wine out of the store. They actually have to drink it on the site in a seating area at the convenience store. Now, 7-Eleven declined our request for an interview about their plan here, but they did allow a CBC videographer inside a store, and you can see that the beer and wine are in fridges, except these fridges are locked and they have to be opened by a staff member. Now, 7-Eleven has won approval for liquor licenses at more than 50 stores across Ontario. There's actually 11 stores in Alberta that started serving alcohol in that province late last year, and unlike Ontario, in Alberta, they allow takeout and delivery of beer and wine from these licensed convenience stores. Some people in the industry here in Ontario are hoping that this is a first step towards full-fledged sales of beer and wine from convenience stores.
It's the first step in demonstrating to citizens and people in Ontario that the world won't end, because, finally a convenience store with hot food is actually offering you a cold beverage if you want to sit in the store.
Now, even before Doug Ford was elected premier, he was promising to open up beer and wine sales from convenience stores in Ontario. That was 5 years ago, but Ford hasn't been able to make good on that promise yet. And that's largely because of a contract between the province and the beer store, the big retailer here in Ontario that's owned by Labatt and Molson's. And that contract stipulates where beer can be sold from, and it doesn't allow for sales from convenience stores. Lots of sales from grocery stores, supermarkets, but that contract expires in 2025, and all the signs indicate that when that does happen, we will see full-fledged beer and wine sales from convenience stores, just like across the border in Quebec. Mike Crawley, CBC News, Toronto.
Okay, so now because of Mike's report, we have an idea of what it could look like here in Winnipeg. What do people who live near this particular 7-Eleven at Ness and Sturgeon have to say about it, Emily?
Well, our colleague Jim Agapito was here earlier, and he spoke to a few customers about what they think about the possibility of having some booze with their fast food.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I think that if you want to have a little woohoo with it, it's great to have, and it makes it easy for you don't have to go all over the place or go get a drink later. You just come here and it's all here for you, and it's another stream of income for the place too as well.
7-Eleven just doesn't seem to be like a restaurant name to me. It's not like it's High Steak Loft or something like that. So what are they going to be serving? Fried chicken or?
I'm curious, is 7-Eleven a place where you would sit down, have a meal, and get some liquor?
Not currently, but if they change things, then yes, for sure. It would be something different to try.
Well, I've been to the States quite a bit, and they do the same thing, right? So it is convenient. Making 7-Eleven a restaurant, I don't think I'm already waiting for my food, so I might be waiting a little longer. But do I like the convenience? Yes, I do.
So, Emily, what would be the next step for this plan?
Well, Manitoba Liquor, Gaming and Cannabis says the approval process could take up to 6 weeks, and it says 7-Eleven will have to make changes inside the store before it'll be allowed to sell alcohol. So I guess for now, we're going to have to stick with the soft drinks. Janet?
Emily Brass reporting live from outside a 7-Eleven on Ness and Sturgeon. Thanks, Emily.